Leading up to October's federal election, we've asked CJOB's Richard Cloutier to break down some of the important talking points from the campaign trail. This week, we're talking about the leaders' debate. What is your opinion on debates?
Jess, debates can be useful during campaigns, but sometimes they can be very frustrating. What we saw the other night in Calgary was very frustrating. A lot of crosstalk with the leaders. They each know what they have to accomplish, and they did that. Trudeau looked a bit nervous. Mulcair, not too bad. And the Prime Minister is strong on economic issues. But I think a lot of us actually had to switch the channel for a while because of all the crosstalk, all the sophomoric behavior. The night before that, the Republicans in the United States, there was 10 of them on the stage, and they didn't interrupt the way these three candidates did. So for a lot of Canadians just tuning in that are starting to say, oh, there's an election going on, they're looking at these three going, oh, wow, man, kindergarten.
Do these debates have an impact on voters and the way people will vote in October?
Well, in some cases they do, because if you are already a committed Liberal, New Democrat, or Conservative, you look at your leader, you look at the party and say, well, this is why I support this person. So it reinforces our ideas. But there's about 20-30% of voters that will determine this election. And what we saw the other night, very tough to decide who you would support. But it's a month away, so people are just starting now to get engaged.
Now, with just a month left, what are the parties going to be doing locally and nationally?
Locally, it's about really starting to engage door to door. You're going to get that knock in the evening, or if you're a senior during the day, from the local candidate. They put a lot of miles and they try to get to as many houses as possible just to talk about the brand and try to identify the vote. Nationally, you're going to see the leaders go to the hot spots throughout the country. Winnipeg might be one of them. We might see the leaders here once or twice before the election campaign, but a lot of this is going to be won and lost in pockets of Atlantic Canada, Quebec, certainly in the Toronto area, and British Columbia.
So are there any ridings in Winnipeg that'll be interesting to watch?
There are. Where we're sitting now just across the river in St. Boniface, St. Vital, that's an open riding. We've got many Conservatives who've retired, so there's some open ridings here. Some of these ridings are races between Conservatives and Liberals. I'll be fascinated to see whether or not the Conservatives can hang on to some of these urban Winnipeg seats. The Liberals are doing well, and whether or not the Mulcair slide in his popularity will extend to Manitoba, and whether or not our frustration with the provincial NDP will hurt Mulcair federally.
Make sure to join us again next week. I'm sure there'll be plenty more to talk about. And for in-depth election coverage, make sure you listen to CJOB, or you can find them online at cjob.com.